You know, where we were in the lineup with the guys that have done damage to him up to that point. Felt like with Ziegler and Kimbrel available, turn it over to those two guys to close it out. He did an outstanding job for the 7 innings of work. So on a hot, muggy night, felt like that was the time to make a move.
Can you talk about Benintendi's play in the 8th?
Lost the ball in the lights. At a timely moment, ends up being 2 runs. So that was what took place in that ball. He's sore. After the collision, it was the impact to the ground that, you know, the low back was jarred. He's got some back spasms going on, particularly the remainder of that half inning. So wasn't going to chance it with any kind of violence to the swing. So he's going through some tests right now.
John, the squibber by A-Rod in front of the plate, was that kind of in no man's land, or if Sandy had stayed, did Ziegler have to play?
Yeah, you know, in that spot, I think Sandy's just instinctually reacting to the ball. Comes out, cuts down a runner at first, ends up being an additional run. But inside that inning, you know, you get a well-placed ground ball, and then he gets a strikeout at Teixeira. Unfortunately, a ball in the lights, and that's the difference in this one.
John, with only a couple of exceptions, almost all of your recent losses have been 1 or 2 runs. How are you guys sort of managing the frustration of that, and what have you seen the team kind of going through here lately?
Probably the biggest thing, Pete, is the missed opportunities offensively. We continue to do a great job of putting ourselves in that position. Yeah, I think anytime you are in a spot where we are, fighting to climb a spot or two in these standings, tough losses as they've been, particularly as we're carrying the lead late in the ball game.
Forgive me if I missed this. Was Clay warming up late in the game? Did I see that?
No, it was just a touch and feel in advance of Saturday.
And the other thing is, when you have the game lined up where you have Ziegler and then Kimbrel, I mean, how good do you feel about your chances when it lines up that way?
You know, those are the 2 guys with the most experience, most success in those spots. So even last night, you know, there's a spot where you get through that 1 inning, things are lined up accordingly, and felt like that's why Eddie came out when he did. Complete confidence in the guys coming in behind him. So a couple of tough losses here the last 2 nights.
Did Hanley kind of slip it all in that play, or was he just off balance trying to?
No, he was off. He was trying to give a little ground to receive the throw as it was high. His momentum took him back into the runner, and that's where the collision took place. And then, like I said, the impact of the ground is where he felt it most. He was kneed in the thigh, and the collision took place. But the real discomfort he's feeling right now is from the impact of the ground.
What did you see with the team offensively tonight?
You know, we squared up some balls. I thought Hanley swung the bat very well tonight. David comes right out. You know, first pitch he sees, doubles. Hanley follows it up with a base hit. David scores from second base. We squared up some balls that were right at some people. And then once again, you know, with men in scoring position, that has been a little bit of a, like I said, missed opportunity at this point.
John, the ball with Benintendi, obviously the lights played a factor, but is part of that also being relatively new to left field and the angle that he's adjusting to there?
No, actually, if you look at it, we just slid him over in that at bat a little bit more into left center, and he ends up being almost right in the spot where the ball's hit to him. It's kind of a sinking line drive, low trajectory flight of the ball that's in the lights, and he lost it in the lights.